Hello, good evening and welcome to Everything About Football. As you can see, I'm on my own again. Jono's missing, but there you go. Before we start getting into what I want to talk about, I want to just say a big shout out to my good mate Tim, taken into hospital last night with the discovery of a blood clot on the lung. So best wishes to Timmy. Stay safe, mate. Get well. Cheers. Today I wanted to talk with Jono, but he's not here, as you can see. About Premier League predictions. Where do you think your team's going to finish? I've kind of rushed into this, if I'm honest. Had to, because I've got a nagging wife at home who continually asks you to do other things. But there you have it. Anyway, what I want to do is not start off by predicting who's going to win the Premier League or be relegated, but we'll just go through the teams that I think will be mediocre, mid-table, etc. And some of the reasons why I think they'll be that way. So if you see me looking down, I am referring to notes. We'll start off, and please contact me with your opinion. We'll all have different opinions about teams and where they're going to finish, so yeah, please contact me, give me an opinion. It'll be good to hear it because we will all be different. Anyway, we'll start off, and I think for me, Brighton, what a great start they've had. Great start to the season. They are a solid team and they're playing together. You've got to look at it and say, can they keep that up? Last year maybe fell away a bit. They've had good starts in the past. But I do think that they're a quality side this year. And they're playing as a team and playing some bloody good football. And I'm going to put them down as finishing in 6th. We'll move on. West Ham. Well, what can you say about West Ham? Really decent side, but they've started badly. They kind of fell away at the end of last year as well, which is concerning. It's kind of followed on from last year, so who knows with them? They're going to win games, but they're going to lose a lot of games as well. You do worry for them with David Moyes as well. Feel for him. It looks from the first few games of the season like the team spirit's kind of disappearing. I do like West Ham. Always have liked West Ham, even though I'm a United fan. But I just think that they're going to finish roughly 7th, maybe. Good luck to them. In 8th place for me, Crystal Palace. What a job Patrick Vieira does there. He's got them so well organised. They're playing really good football as well. It's exciting, very exciting. And he seems to have got the right players there. As Palace always do, they always seem to get the players that fit. Been watching the academy programme on the telly about the kids coming through and everything is done to make sure that the right players come through. There's some talent there. And I think they're going to finish in a really good, credible 8th spot. Okay, 9th on my list, Newcastle United. Bags of money to spend. Haven't really signed any big names. But they're exciting all of a sudden. The crowd's behind them, and fair play to that crowd as well. I've been around Newcastle fans at games and they're quality, absolute quality to be around, even if you're the opposition. Real good laugh, support their team wholeheartedly, no matter what. And they deserve some success, to be fair. And I actually do hope that they'll do better than going into 9th place. But I do think that they have games where they just lose. They don't seem to set the same standard as they do in previous games. So I think that'll be where they fall a little bit short again this year. Who knows come December if they're knocking on the door for a European place. They've got the money to strengthen. So let's wait and see with them. They're quality club, quality fans, and deserve to do well. Moving to 10th place, and this is the big one for me, Manchester United. What the hell is going on there? I've been a United fan all my life. I've never seen such a shambles in all that time, all these years. of watching United. What a shambles! What a shambles! The Glazers, man, they've got to go. They've got to go. They're ruining the club. They're taking so much money out of the club. I can't see how we can start rebuilding correctly with them being around. So, Mr. Ratcliffe, if you've got the money, put it in, buy the club, give us something to smile about. I have to say that the transfer dealings, I know everybody's saying it's been a real dodgy year for transfer dealings, but the players we brought in, I'm really happy with. Malacia, he's the future of United. He's the future of United. So much energy. Got bits to learn, obviously, but he is the future of United. The energy he brings. If he loses the ball, he's always back chipping away, trying to get it back. And I just think with people like Luke Shaw, who really should be performing in a World Cup year, looking to get their spot in the World Cup, they need to be up in their game massively and not dropping the standards like they have been. Martinez signing in centre of defence. Everybody's going on about his height and everything, but even though I'm not a person who follows stats, the stats say that he wins his duels. You know, it's an unfortunate start that a goal was conceded with him on the back post. But again, I don't think that came into anything to do with height. The fella's a leader, which is what we need. Really, really good defender. Good on the ball. Good on the ball. So very pleased with that signing. Ericsson, what more can you say? Absolute quality, class. You know, the passes he picks. He's going to set up a good few goals and probably score a few goals this year as well. And I'm very, very happy for him and for me because I really like him as a player. Casemiro coming in, CDM. It's what we've been shouting about for years. Let's hope that it puts that position right. But I still think that Ten Hag's got a massive, massive job on his hands. It's actually going to take longer than what we all thought. We thought it might be 3 years. It's going to be longer. It's going to be longer. Unless, of course, the Glazers go. I'm talking to you today ahead of the United-Liverpool game, hearing all about protests, etc., etc. All these things affect the club. All these things affect the club. But I've got to say that I just can't see an improvement where we're going to be pushing for anything this year. And we need to look forward to next year, maybe. Next year. Anyway, moving onwards. In 11th, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Massive, massive Portuguese influence at that club. They brought in 2 more Portuguese, who, to be fair, looked decent at the weekend. But they're a side who, they're so hard to beat. So hard to beat. But they don't win games, you know, like they probably should do. They are a very, very solid team. I really don't enjoy watching them play because they are so tough to beat. But they're solid, so that's why they're going to be mid-table. That's really as much as you can say about them. Good luck to them. Good luck to them. Big club, deserve to be in the Premier League, but I really don't think they're going to be pulling up any roses or planting any potatoes this year. Into 12th position for me. This might shock a few people. Nottingham Forest. Mate, that team and that manager, it's something else. What that manager's done last season, and he looks like he's going to continue to do it again this season. You know, he's brought in 16 new players. 16 new players to add to a side that was promoted. Now, you might say, is that right to replace those players that got the club promoted? You've got to add. It's the Premier League. You've got to add to it. So good luck to them. When you look at it, the signings they've made, Lingard, again, I was glad to see him go from United, if I'm honest. I think he's done his time. And he's not doing what he did when he went to West Ham on loan so far for Forest. I hope he does. Jesse, I really wish you a lot, goodwill. I hope that things do go right for you. The signing of Henderson from Manchester United as a goalkeeper, again, he's not my favourite keeper, but he seems to play really, really well away from Old Trafford. And he's made a great start with Forest. Great start. He's pulling off some really, really quality saves. Really pleased to see him doing that. But again, he's not the goalkeeper for me. There was a game against Liverpool last season. He was just dreadful, and it does ask that some players, can they or can they not play in those situations? You know, in a big stadium, 75,000 there, are they bottlers? I really don't know. I really don't know. But what I will say about Forest is they've got the young striker in Johnson. He looks the business. He really does look the business. You know, he's impressed me massively. And out of the 16 people that he's added, whether this one was added or not, I'm not really sure. But what a famous name, Cafu. Some of you will remember that name, some of you won't. Brazilian right back, amazing. Probably the best right back I've ever seen. Forest have got a guy called Cafu in their squad. Let's hope he lights up the Premier League the same way that the old Brazilian fella would have done. So really pleased for Forest being in the Premier League. I think they're going to be my second team this year. And good luck to them. Good luck to them. I reckon they could do something, maybe League Cup, maybe something like that. Moving on to 13th place is Brentford. Again, what a job the guys doing there. They're just a solid team, a bit like Wolves in a lot of ways. Very difficult to beat, very difficult to break down. They all know what their jobs are, and they've got Mr. Tony up front, and he is a quality striker, absolute quality striker. Really like him. I'm surprised that other clubs haven't gone in for him this year. Playing in, probably with due respect to Brentford, in a better team, he'd be getting a good few more goals. So yeah, really pleased for him. And he started well again this year. 14th, Aston Villa. They don't seem to have changed or improved or done anything at all, really. Same old. They're going to win games, there's no doubt about that. But I don't think they're going to be winning enough games to get top 10. I really don't. I just can't see it happening. They brought in Coutinho. I go back to his Liverpool days where he was absolutely stunning. What a great player. But from the minute that he wanted that move, he's not done the same thing. You know, he just hasn't performed to that level ever again, no matter where he's been. And I don't think he's lighting up the Premier League myself. He's just fallen into the regular stuff with the Villa players. You know, do they actually believe that they're good enough to do something really good? I don't know. They do battle. They do put on a performance where it looks like they're wanting to win, but it just doesn't seem to happen for them. You know, I love Villa Park. I've been to Villa Park quite a few times. And the fans there, you know, what a roar they put out when the team's doing well, and they probably deserve success again. You know, I can remember when they won the European Cup, you know, and they were a top quality side. You'd like to see them doing well. A team from the second city of England, they should be doing well, but I just don't think they've improved enough to do too much in the Premier League this year. In 15th, Southampton. Again, a bit like Villa, really. They win games and then they lose games, you know, lose heavily as well. I don't know if they've improved. From what I've seen, they just look the same again. So for me, they're going to struggle. I love the spirit of the manager, Ralph. He's a good manager. Has apparently said that this will be his last job, managing Southampton. But how much can he keep dragging out of those players? How much can he keep dragging out of those players? So that's the 15, up to 15. I was going to place this team a little bit lower, but there's something about them again this year. Leeds United in 16th place. First season in the Premier League took everyone by surprise with the strength and power and energy. Second season in the Premier League didn't really work. Struggled, nearly went down. But they've added, you know, they lost Rafinha, who was probably their best player. Technically, I will add to that, to Barcelona. What the hell's going on at Barcelona? Who knows? Who knows? They seem to have affected everybody's transfer plans this year. But there you go. Good luck to them. Good luck to them. But going back to Leeds, Rafinha going. But I will say that the signing of Aronson, I've been watching that player before he came to Leeds, and he's a dynamo. He's a dynamo, and he's made such a difference to the side. And you know, they've still got the strength, they've still got the power, they've still got the energy. But he seems to have rejuvenated a struggling side with his attitude on the pitch. He's going to do really, really well for Leeds this year. Again, you'd like to say that a big club like Leeds should be further at the table when they're finishing the end of the season, but I just don't see that they're going to be able to do it every single game, and that's why I've placed Leeds United into 16th place. In 17th, Everton, I'm afraid, Jono. Everton, I think you're going to struggle. Don't seem to have added. Richarlison's gone. What's that all about? You know, you've just got nothing really to excite me going forward. You can look at the boy Gordon, local lad, but is he that quality? I really don't think so. Love the spirit from Everton, or love the fans' spirit from Everton, but that can only take you so far, and I can see a long, long season for Frank Lampard yet again. I'm not really sure about any players that he's brought in, but looking at the first few games of the season, it doesn't seem any different to the end of last. So we might be looking at the scenes that we've seen at the end of last season, with all the fans on the pitch again, celebrating survival. Okay, so I want to do this quick. I don't want to drag on and take up your whole night. I'm going to go with top of the table to begin with, and not the relegation spots. You've got to say, Spurs, Conte's got them playing really well. But they do play well for a good amount of games, and then they have a dodgy one. You know, that's why I can't put them down as challenging for the title this year. I do think that he's gonna change it so that they are there or thereabouts on a more regular basis. Hopefully, from their point of view, not mine, but hopefully that they'll continue to improve the squad. You know, they were the ones who brought in Richarlison. Not quite sure about that transfer really, because you've got Kane and Son. You know, I'm really not sure why a player would leave a club, Everton or whoever it is, to go and play second fiddle, especially when you're a Brazilian international with the World Cup coming up. Richarlison obviously believes that he can break that pairing up, or he thinks he's good enough that Brazil will pick him anyway. Let's wait and see. As I said, I find that to be a very, very odd transfer for me. Kane's got back in the goals, I see. Tottenham going to be there or thereabouts, but I've placed them outside the top four. I've placed them in fifth. In fourth place, Chelsea. Chelsea made a terrible start to the season for me. He's looking at all sorts of names to sign, etc., etc. As Chelsea always do, they're always looking at names. It just seems whatever any other club is looking at signing, they pounce in their year. We want him as well. The signing of Sterling. Listen, I'm going to be biased because I've never liked Sterling as a player. He's got massive quality. He's just not my type of player. He's really not. For a forward player, he just misses too many chances. But I'm interested to see how he'll go with Chelsea. They're still looking at bringing in more players and strengthening, as they always do. Still looking at strikers to go alongside him, so I'm not quite sure where the end product will be for Sterling as to where he plays there. But I do think Chelsea are gonna struggle to be chasing seriously right at the top of the table. In third place, I'd go for Arsenal. They've made a great start, and you could say that, you know, with Arsenal, they flattered to deceive as well. You know, that they play really, really well sometimes, and then other games they just don't turn up. But the boy Arteta, he does seem to be getting some kind of spirit back in the Arsenal clubhouse. They do seem to be a lot together now, and I do think, although I don't think they'll threaten for the title, I do think that Arsenal are going to really have a good season. They're going to have a good season, and I think finishing third will be a massive success for them. When you look at it, you've got the older guard. He's settled in. He's settled in now. He's bedded in, playing really well. Martinelli, he's coming to the fore. I think he's quality player. Let's just hope that he can keep it up from the Arsenal fans' point of view. You know, Ramsdale in goal. You know, when they signed him, what a difference he made to them. What a difference to him. And he is a really top quality goalkeeper. For me, he's looking at playing for England. Getting rid of Pickford, I can see Ramsdale taking that spot on, and jumping over Pope as well at Newcastle. So yeah, for me, Arsenal, I'm going to place them in third. They've also added, of course, Jesus from Man City, and what a flyer he's got off to. He really has. He makes you wonder. Is he going to be the boy that makes the difference for him? You know, great bit of business by Arsenal. So again, let's wait and see. Here's the big two. A lot of you are going to disagree with me. You know, most of my friends, or I say most of my friends, Timmy that I mentioned earlier that's in hospital is actually my only friend, but he's a big Scouse fan. They're going to finish second. I just think the loss of Mane, he brought a lot to that team, and then it does worry you as well. If Van Dijk got injured again, you know, they're not going to be the same. Thiago, if they lose him in the middle, again, they lose a big player. I do like the boy Diaz. I think a lot of teams will be regretting not going in for him because he's absolute quality. Doesn't seem to faze him at all wherever he's playing, whatever stadium he's in, whatever fans are there, hostile they are. He's looking a really good player. So again, fair play to Klopp for getting that one. I would have loved to have seen him at United. He would have lit up the United fans, but it hasn't happened. So good luck to him. And the boy Nunes as well. You know, I looked up several things on YouTube about him, and he's a decent player, and I do think he'll get the goals for him. But I just don't think that it's going to be enough. I don't think, you know, we've already seen his temperament isn't brilliant. What a stupid thing to do, getting himself sent off. So Klopp will have to work on that one. They've obviously still got no Salad. He's aging now. Can he keep up the standards that he's set? And for me, he's a player that you can read. You can read what he wants to do. You know, sort it out, lads. You know, stop his penetration. It's quite simple, really. Even in park football, I'd know where to send him, wouldn't you? Hey, so yeah, in second place for me, Liverpool. And of course, there's only one team left, really, Man City. Bit of a shocker during the summer they're letting Zinchenko go. I thought he was one of their, you know, for me, a starter for City. Very good player. I was a bit shocked that they let him go, purely because of that. Down that left-hand side, his energy, his passion, everything just seemed to suit City. So a little bit of surprise with that one, and letting Sterling go. But then, like I said, you know, I'm not sure about Sterling. Still, as a player, after all the years I've been playing, I'm still not sure of him. But boy, if they replaced him, Mr. Haaland, the old-fashioned centre forward's coming back. Yeah, get in, get in. You know, big, strong, anticipation. What can you say about him? If he seriously gets the game running, if he seriously gets to get it up and running with his goal scoring, which it looks like he's going to be, I think longevity-wise, not that players stay longevity. They tend to do five years most and then move on to another club. But he could take Shearer's Premier League goals record off him if he was to stay. So yeah, Man City will be champions again this year. Dropping down the league, relegation. Nathan, if you're watching, mate, I'm really sorry, but I can only see Leicester being in 18th place. Big surprise, I know, but I don't think they've improved the squad, and they're losing players. You know, Schmeichel, what a loss that is. What the hell went on there? He just up and go. You know, you build your side around that spine, and Schmeichel was a big part of that spine. I don't know what happened there, whether it was his choice or whatever, but that's a massive loss to Leicester. Massive loss. And there's talk of Fofana going as well. You know, again, part of that spine. Really, really good player. If you lose him, you've really got big problems. Along with, I know it's sitting in the stands with Tielemans. You know, is he going to go? Is he going to go? Leicester are going to struggle. If that ends up with them three being gone, they're going to struggle big time. They don't look the potent force that they were in the Vardy years. And as we all know, Jamie Vardy's getting older, picking up lots of injuries. And when he's missing, they don't seem to have a great deal of firepower. You know, so Nave, any Leicester City fans, I'm really sorry, but I can see you going down this year. Fulham, up and down. Good performance here and there. It's just, they haven't got it, have they? They haven't got the strength to compete, really. The lower half of the Premier League is their goal. I don't know if they've got the money to build the squad, make it better. But I genuinely can see it's another story of Fulham going straight back down, I'm afraid. Again, what a lovely club they are, Fulham. Just had the new stand built, but I did notice, whether it's because it's not been allowed to be open for health and safety reasons, that it was, the majority of that stand was sat empty at the weekend. I'd love to see Fulham do well. I spent my years through the 70s and those years seeing them around the promotion out places and kept thinking, are they ever going to get it? Are they ever going to get it? And of course, eventually they did. But the Premier League's a different animal now, and you have to come in prepared. I'm not sure that they are. So sadly, Fulham in 19th place, and then that only leaves Bournemouth. Bournemouth, I gotta say, seaside town. Again, have they got the resources to compete at that level? When Eddie Howe was there, you got to give Howe credit. He got the best out of that team. Did really, really well for them. But at some point, they were always going to end up struggling. And I just don't think, when you look at the squad, the team they've got, that they're good enough to stay up. So that's my predictions for the Premier League this year. Just go through it so you're all clear and you can all argue with me and send in your thoughts. As I said, we've all got different opinions. Let me know what you think. So, from top to bottom, Man City, number 1, number 2, Liverpool, Arsenal in 3rd, Chelsea 4th, Tottenham 5th, Brighton in 6th, West Ham 7th, Palace 8th, Newcastle 9th, Man United 10th. I hate saying that. Really hate saying that. But that's life. 11, Wolves. 12, Forest. 13 Brentford, 14 Villa, 15 Southampton, 16 Leeds, 17 Everton, scraping away again, I think. And then the last three, the big one, a lot of people disagree with me on that, but I think Leicester are going to struggle, and I think Leicester are going to go down. So it's Leicester, Fulham and Bournemouth to go down. Give me your thoughts, one other thing I wanted to just tap on today was new kits. A lot of talk about new kits. Man United's kit was shown on the internet as to what it was, and I thought, oh my God, it's shocking. There's no way in the world I'd buy that. But when the players are actually wearing it out on the pitch, it's decent, and it's quite retro. Yeah, quite like it. But I'm going to give a big shout out again to Nottingham Forest, playing with no sponsorship on the front of the shirt. That takes you right back to when football was football. And when I say that, I mean when you're not stepping on somebody's toe and they're falling over screaming, you know, players played. But it did take me back. As soon as I saw him, I thought, oh, crikey, you know, how many years now have clubs been wearing sponsorship? And it all seems to be mostly gambling sponsorship these days as well. So credit to Forest. I know they'll be searching for a sponsorship. Of course they will. But it is lovely to see a shirt without any sponsorship on it. Okay, give me your thoughts. Let me know what you think about my comments. Press the like button, subscribe, and hopefully we'll see Jono back soon. All the very best. Take care.